The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Cowboys StoryLine. Brought to you by Gillette, the official razor of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. It is Tuesday, August 26th. I'm Nick Eatman. I call this the last show of the off season, just because this is the last show with the time slot as it is at 11 a.m. Central Time. Starting tomorrow, we're going daily. Maybe I put those in air quotes, daily at 10 a.m. Central Time. The reason why I say that is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, and then, of course, the next week's all crazy because we got Labor Day, and then we got a Tuesday show. Then we travel on Wednesday, and the game is Thursday. We'll be back Friday to talk about the win. And then after that, and then it goes daily as well. But tomorrow is the first show of the real time slot, 10 a.m., but we'll talk about tomorrow. All right, today's the roster cut day. The roster will be trimmed to 53. This is when teams get really creative. We're already starting to see some of that. It's used to just be you have 80 guys on the roster. You cut it to 53, and there's like 27 cuts. But now, you'll cut about 15 guys, and these guys are on injured reserve, and these guys are on IR to return, and these guys are going to go back to the practice squad and all that. So, there's 91 players or so, but I would imagine really only about 15 or 16 are like really gone. Maybe 20 guys, and then you're going to bring a lot of guys back on the practice squad. But we'll talk about that. We'll let you guys kind of chat about roster moves and things like that. Let's get it started. We got Randy in Texarkana. He's first. Randy, what's up?
What's up, my brother from another mother?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Did you have a birthday over the last few days?
I certainly did. I got a little bit older and a little grayer. I think I'm gonna get me some of that Just for Men though, and put it in my hair and make me look a little younger. That obvious when people like really brown their hair and it's no, I'm not gonna do that.
Ohio State football coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know it's cut down day. I'm not really concerned as long as I don't get cut. As long as I don't get cut, I don't care.
You're not getting. I mean, you might be waived injured, but you're not going to get cut.
There you go.
Just don't go on IR either, Andy.
There you go. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to make it.
What's up?
So what I was wanting to talk about today is Turpin. Believe it or not, for some sneaky reason, I just can't shake the feeling that as long as the coaches do what they need to do, I have a feeling he's going to be our team MVP, or at least our offense MVP of this year, because first thing everybody says when they start talking about our offense this year is, ooh, CD and Pickens together. Now we got Ferguson back, and we got Blue, and he might be able to run. Dude, if you've got all the eyes looking at these other people, they're not going to be planning on him. They're not going to be – I mean, how can you game plan against Turpin if he's not a starter? He's going to be in and out. So he could take a 5-yard little slant, and if everybody's got their eyes on all these other big-name people, and with his speed and movement, I mean, I see him breaking loose a lot this year. I just have a feeling. And if you look at his highlights from when he was at that other league, I forget which league he was with, but the other semi-pro league, his receiving, when he was being an actual receiver, dude, he was catching down the field, 30, 40-yard passes and taking them for touchdowns like it wasn't nothing. Yes, I get he was against, the people he was playing with weren't as great as what's in the NFL. But at the same time, he's got it in him. But I don't know. I just going to say what you thought about Turpin actually being the star this year, because everybody's focused on the named stars, you know?
Well, all right. I think that's great. Thanks for getting us off to a good start here, Randy. Hope you're doing well. Have a great one. Have a great one. We'll hear from you hopefully tomorrow and next day and all that good stuff. We're going 4 days in a row starting today. That's what I really should have said, is that we're going 4 days in a row. Haven't done that in a while. Turpin, I think that he has a shot to be another one of those really good weapons. And that's what I think makes this team. That's what I always harp back on a couple of years ago when they lost to the 49ers up there in the divisional round. When Pollard got hurt, it just felt like they didn't have anything else really. I mean, they had CD, but when you have your only weapon at wide receiver, there's nobody else scares you. That's really what it comes down to, is when you're lining up on offense and the defensive coordinator looks at, and has the defense out there, who scares you? Well, 88 scares you. 3 probably scares you. Maybe now number 9, Turpin, also because of his speed. And the different things that he can line up in different ways. That's what's really going to put pressure on the defense, is that if he does play some running back. Now, I get it. He can't make a career out of doing that. But every now and again, he lines up here, he lines up over here. Who's accounting for him? Is the safety? Watch for Turpin. Okay, well then now I've moved him over here. Now I moved my safety over there. So that versatility of a guy like that can be really dangerous. You throw in Ferguson. We'll see if they, who's running the football for him. But another guy that scares you is always a good thing. He's got to do the things. You can't just be a gadget player all the time. You got to be able to block some. If you're going to be out there, you got to be able to block if it's your turn to do that. Or you got to learn all of the routes, and you've got to be a receiver, over the middle, and you might take a hit or two there. So just being out there and being the gadget guys is not going to last for long. He's got to do all of the things that would warrant him to be out there. Because if not, then it's like teams will pick up on that and say, all right, when he's on the field, he's doing this and this. So he's going to have to be a complete player. I think he's capable of it. He's obviously undersized, but he's fast as hell, and he has a chance to really be a dynamic player. So I think that he could be a really good, especially when you look at the 2 receivers you have. For a guy like him to do his thing, it could be dangerous. All right, let's go to Gary, New Mexico. Hey, Gary, what's up, man?
Okay, I got a tough trivia question for you to start off the season.
All right.
Okay, here we go. The Cowboys have had 6 offensive linemen in their history that have been voted to at least 6 Pro Bowls. Can you name them?
6 Pro Bowls for your offensive linemen.
Yeah, 6 of them.
All right. Well, I'm
2 from each era.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said there's 2 from each era.
Oh, 2 from each era. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let's do it quickly here. I'm going to go with Tyron Smith, Zach Martin.
That's it.
Larry Allen and Nate Newton.
Yep.
John Nyland, Rayfield Wright.
You got it, man.
Let's go.
That is excellent
Let's
work.
Go. Hey, you know what, Gary?
Yeah.
I got something for you, and actually let's get to your call, and then when you're done, I'm gonna talk about new trivia stuff we got on the website this year. But yes,
okay,
all right, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, John Nyland was one. And the cool thing about John Nyland is and I learned this watching a Deep Blue about the Dirty Dozen.
Oh yeah,
and they traded John Nyland to Philadelphia because of Herbert Scott, and the draft pick that they got back they used to draft Tony Hill.
Okay.
So there's some deep trivia on John Nyland. That was a great job. Okay, my question that I have for you, real simple. I'll get off the phone because we got other callers.
You're good.
I think the offense is going to be real good. I love what the caller said about Turpin. I love what you said at the beginning of the show, that you're going to be back with us next Friday to talk about the win. So that tells me we're going to beat Philadelphia.
Why not? I mean, I tell you what, just like when the schedule came out, from what I heard from you, I learned from you guys that nobody's scared. No one's scared of Barkley leaping around on people and the tush push and all the receivers they've got and all the fans and the ring ceremony, blah, blah, blah. Just go. I've seen it happen. We've seen it before. We saw the Wednesday night game in 2012 against the defending champion Giants. The Cowboys went up there with Kevin Ogletree and beat their ass. So, I mean,
yeah.
you're not going to be scared of
Well, you're fired up,
Nick. Let's go. Yes.
You're ready to go.
Let's go.
Okay, here's what it's going to come down to. I want your opinion. The defense has got to be at least middle of the pack. Can the defense get to at least middle of the pack to help this team? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
All right. That leads us to the biggest storyline of the entire offseason, because it's really hard to have a good defense if you don't have a great player. I don't know if you can just have a lot of good players. You better have 11 of them to have a really good defense. But if you're going to have, you have some great players in there that can kind of, fill in the gaps a little bit. And I think that Micah Parsons has got to be out there. I mean, and I still feel like he will be. I thought the MRI the other day on his back, if this is even a thing, it was a clean MRI. It's good. So that's important, because if it wasn't, then you could sit out, he could sit out games due to injury, and then he's not necessarily missing game checks, and there's not much of a standoff there. He's not injured. He plays enough, table tennis in the locker room, and he's moving around and doing fun things and all that. I don't think he's not banged up. We know that. Maybe some tightness on his back, but everyone's got that, right? But I still feel like he's going to be able to play in the game. Now, how much is he prepared? How many plays can he play? That's one thing. But to answer your question, can the defense just be good, middle of the pack? They're going to have they're great players out there, and I think if Trayvon Diggs can get back, maybe not for this game, it's going to be close, I think, but I think for the next game for sure. I don't know if you're going to push it, but I think he could be back sooner than later. That changes your whole dynamic of your cornerback room to me. I mean, it's a very thin position, but if you get Trayvon back, and you got Elam, and you got Bland, and then at some point soon, maybe Rebel can get into the mix. Now all of a sudden it's a pretty deep position. And you throw on top of the fact that their pass rushers are really good, and especially if Micah's playing. I mean, you have a deep lineup of pass rushers, guys that not everybody can be on there. I mean, where is Ezaraku going to get snaps? Where's Sam Williams going to get snaps? Where is Marshawn Nealon going to get snaps? Dante Fowler. It's a lot of edge rushers there. I don't even know how they keep James Houston off the team. I don't think they keep him off the team. I think he's on the team, and I think he's even on the 46 because of his special teams. That's my prediction. We'll find out today. He might get cut later today. And if you're watching this after 3 o'clock today, forgive me, because there are some moves that have to be made. But all I'm saying is that the defense, I think, can be good. It starts with Micah. Diggs, can be, Diggs. And then the linebackers have been really good, too, and they're always pretty good in Eberflus's scheme. All right, let's go to Chris in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I just listened to you with the Houston. I really hope they keep him on the team. I think he worked himself right on the team, and he's going to be great on special teams. I really, really hope he's on the active roster.
You know who he reminds me of a little bit is Dorrance Armstrong, in the fact that the pass rushing, then also the special teams, blocking punts, blocking kicks, running down on stuff, just an athletic defensive end who's versatile, that can play all around. That's who he kind of reminds me of, which wouldn't be bad. I mean, you always could use guys like that.
I agree 100% on that. What's your thought on Mozzie? Do you think he's going to make the team?
I do. I just have a hard time thinking they cut him. Not this year. And for who? It's not like you've got all these great defensive tackles you got a couple that you think are okay, and based off of the lack of expectations for them, then they're like, well, hey, they played just as well as Mozzie, who's a first-round pick. So, I mean, you're comparing them that way. But when you think about, at some point somebody thought this guy was a first-round pick, and other teams did as well. So let's get some consistency. Let's get him in the same system 2 years in a row. That would be a change for him. And I think he goes one more year. I just have a hard time. Now, it doesn't mean he plays. It doesn't mean he plays a lot. But they're not trying to save a lot of money here. I think they're fine on the cap. To me, I'd just be surprised if he gets cut. I really will be.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, that was a Micah Parsons pick. He wanted him bad, if I remember correctly.
Who, Micah wanted him?
Oh, yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember that. When he was getting drafted, he really wanted Mozzie Smith.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he wants a defensive tackle that could be disruptive in the middle. And that's what he was in college. And, the more you can compact that middle, then he can rush on the outside. It just hasn't happened. He hasn't been that player that they thought he would be. So, yeah. But, I mean, what my point is that, first-round picks, they've got something there. These picks get studied like crazy. He's got something there. Let's see if this same system, if a little consistency, not just consistency in the scheme, how about consistency in his weight, in his body makeup? I mean, everything's changed with him for 3 years now. He needs a little bit more consistency. Does that mean he's going to be quicker off the ball? I mean, that's his big thing. He's got to get off the ball quick. But I think they'll keep him for 1 year. That's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, for me, I just think he needs to improve on his get off of the ball.
Right.
He's a little slow getting off the ball, and he gets, like, on the run, he gets pushed back a little bit instead of, getting that initial quick push,
right.
into that line. So if he can improve on that, obviously, I would love. You never want to give up on the first round pick for sure.
Right. Right.
I just hope he can improve.
Sure.
Last question, real quick. You think Flournoy did enough to make the team, the 53?
Boy, that's a tough one, man. Thanks for the call, Chris. I'll talk about the receiver position. Appreciate the call. I think it comes down to Brooks and Flournoy. And Brooks has played a lot of special teams. Flournoy's a little bigger guy. When the light comes on there, he could even be a better special teams player. So that's the one that I can't tell you a true evaluation. And that's what happens with these receivers. Like, we look at the last receiver spot and, we think, well, who runs the best routes, who catches the ball, who does this and that, who could play in case of an injury, which is all true. Those are all important. But you also have to be the guy that can run down and make a tackle and be a football player on special teams. And sometimes the best guy for that is not necessarily your next best wide receiver in line. So, see, they're both draft picks. Maybe they both make it. I mean, because Tolbert's a 3, and then you got your fourth receivers, Turpin. Mingo's on IR right now, so that kind of helped you as far as make that decision. Maybe Brooks and Flournoy make it at 5'6". You got to go light somewhere, but that might be where they go. And they may keep 6 receivers just for that. So, both draft picks, both guys they like. All right, let's go to Zach in Atlanta.
Hey, what's up, Nick in Frisco?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm ready for next Thursday. I'm so pumped up, man. It's awesome. I'm excited. We're going to beat the Eagles. Why not?
Why not?
I'm gonna rattle off.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, like who's gonna guard these guys? Like, they're obviously the Cowboys are gonna have to score some points. I mean, they're gonna have to get in there and make it a shootout. But the first quarter is the biggest quarter to me, or really the second quarter. First quarter, it'll probably be good in both ways and all that. Second quarter, when things calm down a little bit and then the fog from all their smoke and crap, clear, you actually get a good picture on the TV. When the second quarter hits, are you able to stay with them? Because first, your adrenaline's going to be pumping there. But can you get off the field on third down? Can you extend some drives? Can you get the ball into the end zone? Can you show them last year? Nice ring. That's great. Get 3 more and we can talk. But nice ring. But this year's different, and we have a different coach, different staff, all that kind of stuff. That's what's going to be key. Are they in the second quarter to show the Eagles, hey, we're here. This is a different year, different ball game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I mean, and the Cowboys just have a knack for showing up well when the lights are on in week 1. And so, you mentioned the Giants game in 2012. We went out and won. Played Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl. We played them really close week 1. So why not, man? I hate the Eagles. Two quick questions. One, I'm hearing Trayvon Diggs is cleared to play, but do you think or not cleared to play, but like he's activated off of PUP, right?
Will not be on PUP. He will be on the 53-man roster, and if he doesn't play, he's just going to be inactive like some of the other corners or some of the other deep players would be. But no, he's going to be able to play. It's certainly not against the rules for him to play. He's eligible, but if he's going to be ready, that'll just be up to him. See how he practices.
Gotcha.
He's going to have to get on the field and practice.
So do you think we see him week 2, week 3?
I think. Yeah, I definitely would say by week 3, because if not, then you would just keep him on PUP if it's that close to the first 4 games. I would imagine, I would think week 2. Week 2 against the Giants would make sense to me. Maybe not push him for this one, but it all depends on how he practices. If he gets back on the field and he practices, and how many snaps you can take him to the game. Because you also have to decide if he's. You're not going to rush him back, but if he can play, even if he can play at, let's say, 20 snaps, 15 snaps, is that better than another corner? And do you have the ability to go long at corner on your active roster? Maybe you can. Maybe you bring a practice squad guy, for that game just so you have a little bit of balance. But we'll see. Good options.
Yeah, for sure. And then last question, just burning through the Netflix documentary. It's a lot of fun. I was born in '93, so I, missed all of the glory days. But where were you during the Alvin Harper catch? Well, tell me your story, kind of where you were, and I'll take that off the line.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Most of you probably don't know I have one of the reasons I'm a huge Arkansas fan, or the reason I'm a huge Arkansas fan, is because I have an aunt. She passed away. Her name was Cindy, but she is the reason why I'm probably the sports nut the way I am, because she was one of the coolest people ever. And I would go visit her. She's like a second mom. It's my mom's sister. It's like a second mom. So she was a traveling nurse, so I always would travel wherever she was, different places. She was in Abilene, Texas that year, and I said I didn't want to watch the game. I just couldn't. I didn't want to watch it. There's no way I can go through this. I was like in high school, but I can't watch this game because it's a chance to go to the Super Bowl. There's no way. That lasted about half a quarter, and then I was in after that. And but I remember thinking that got to get a first down or two, and then it went right at it, And yeah, I've heard that play. I've heard Irvin talk about that. It still doesn't make sense to me. Irvin keeps saying, well, that should be my ball, because if I switched with him because the ball kept going over here, Mike, the ball was going over there because the coverage was going there. You could line up over in L.A. and they would have had another receiver over there on you. That was what the coverage was. It wasn't where the ball was supposed to go. It was the fact that the 49ers were going to follow Michael Irvin, which – so it meant Irvin was going to be open, whether he's on the left side or the right side. But without a doubt, that's my favorite play in the history of the Cowboys. I mean, without a doubt. Now, the Woody Dantzler kick return against the Niners, that was just a fun play and just a great football play. It didn't mean a lot to that season or to the game. But as far as everything involved, the pass to the pass to Alvin Harper for 72 yards, or maybe 70 yards, the slant, that goes down as to me, the greatest play in Cowboys history, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you can argue all the others, but I loved it. But I was sitting in an apartment in Abilene, Texas with my aunt watching that game, probably getting her in trouble because I was jumping around, whatever. That's an unbelievable game. All right, sorry. Good question. Got me off on a little of a tangent there. Let's go to break real quick on Cowboy Storyline. I know we have 2 callers on the line, but we'll get to them right after the break.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Alltech Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alltechlansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's ALTECLANSING.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Baltic Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, you can nominate extraordinary fans with a chance to win a trip to Super Bowl 60. Enter to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year today. All right. Back here on Cowboys Storyline, I mentioned this earlier when Gary from New Mexico called about the trivia. This year we're doing something. It'll be like an article you'll see on the site on Thursdays, I believe. Trivia Thursday. Maybe we'll come up with a different name, but it's going to be about 15 to 20 questions. You'll just go and kind of go through and keep track of it yourself. Then at the bottom, you'll get a chance to go to a page with the photo gallery. It'll kind of have the answers. You can kind of go through it there. So. You could sit and cheat if you want, but I mean, there's really nothing to it. It's just a way to kind of find, different trivia questions, and they're going to have a theme each week, pretty much based off the game. So the first one we're working on is a lot of questions related to games against the Eagles or things like that. So I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I've already kind of looked at some of the questions. I helped provide some of them. Kurt Daniels is doing that. I think it'll be a fun way, especially for a lot of you guys that are trivia buffs. Can every Thursday get a chance to see how smart you are with the Cowboys history. And what we'll do is we'll take a couple to the air on Thursday or Friday, and I'll throw some of them out there as well. All right. Let's go to Carolina. He's on the move at New Mexico. It's been a while. Carolina, what's up?
What's up, man? I got a different schedule, man. So I'll be trying to catch you when I can now.
Are you driving?
Well, right now I'm getting unloaded, so I'm chilling.
All right. So yeah, you can't really be honking at someone there if you're
not
on the road.
I can't honk right now. I thought about that too.
No, that's all right. Somebody's gonna turn around like, what the hell, dude? Like
it's like, hey, there's probably a couple trucks in front of me sleeping right now.
Yeah. Let's don't do that. But I'm glad that you're still trucking, still moving there. All right, what do you got for me?
Man, I got a couple things for you today, man. Another reason outside of the schedule, I wanted to wait to get a whole glimpse of the preseason before I made any comments. So we're going to first start with, so now you said they maybe could keep 5 or 6. So you think that the guys that we drafted are better than that young guy, Trayshawn Holden, from what you've seen? Because you've been down there, right?
Yeah. I mean, which guys are you talking about? Flanoy or Burks?
Yeah, the people on the bubble.
Yeah, I think so. I think they probably give you a little bit more to help you play the game. I mean, and I mean that
like
based
you were
off
saying, special teams and all that, right?
Yeah. I don't mean that they're better as route runners and stuff like that, but that's not what it's about. They've got guys for that. I mean, they got 4 receivers. Tolbert and Turpin are better than him, and they're 3 and 4.
Yeah. So my question to you, right? You think we can hold him on the practice squad, or he gonna be gone? I think somebody's gonna try to snatch him up, man. He flashed a lot.
I've learned over the years that most teams have those guys. I mean, every year, like, you kind of fall in love with the team. You see these guys like, oh, there's no way these guys are going to make it to the practice squad, and they do a lot of the times. I mean, I would think he would still be here, but if he's not, he's not. But I just
probably because of his draft stock too, because he was undrafted.
He's undrafted, and speed is also a thing with him. But I mean, he's a good player. He has good hands. He's made some really nice catches. And, I think he'll get better and better, honestly. And he might be a guy that could play, but, I would be surprised if they keep him. I know there's already been some talk that he has been released, and this is that time of day where we got 4 hours till the cut down day, or 3.5, where you're going to start to see some of these things kind of trickle out. So we'll wait till it's official. But, yeah, I'm already kind of seeing that he's probably not going to be, at least on the 53.
Okay, so we got that out the way. All right, so I'm about to bring up my boy, man. What you think about my guy's Deuce Vaughn's performance throughout this preseason? You think it's enough to get him a slot?
I do not. I don't. I don't think he does anything that other guys can't do. He doesn't have that juice that Jaden Blue does. He doesn't have the size of a Maffa, even if you're going to – I don't even know if Maffa makes it. He's probably not. He's probably going to be injured. And and on.
That was my next question.
Yeah, but I just
guy.
I don't know. I don't see what he provides when he's playing in the games. It's just not. He's just not good enough, and you wish he was. It would be a great story. I just don't. I think I've seen enough. Maybe this staff feels differently, but I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I want to be. I just don't necessarily see it. Do you? I mean, do you see it? Do you think he can help you? Help the team?
I mean, I've seen he's gotten better, but that's why I asked you. I'm on the border too, man. I'm mad. I got the jersey. I think I might get rid of my boy. And I thought maybe because was he a third round? Was he a third round pick, right?
Sixth round pick. Sixth round.
Who the heck I'm thinking about? Okay. Well, yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Not for my boy.
Sixth round pick.
Dang, man. Sorry, I'm gonna keep it short. The last one, man. Hey, that last game looked pretty good for Joe Milton. I was happy to see that. I was hoping that he got all the reps because everybody knows we know what we have with Will Grier. Like, I wanted to see him run the score up just so he can have one of those, performances that stick. I'm happy he ended on a good note, though.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much for what I got, man. I'm just ready. Just like my boy Zach from Atlanta said, we hate the Eagles. Cowboys, come with it. We got this new explosive offense, like they say. And I'm just ready to see it, man. Go Cowboys, and good talking to you, Nick.
All right.
Can't wait till next week when we're back on every day.
All right, I know. Appreciate it. Actually, we're on every day this week. We're on every single day of this week. Thanks for the call, Carolina. But yeah, we'll be on Wednesday starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time, and that's the time slot for the rest of the year, unless there's some kind of weird schedule. But for the most part, that's going to be the time slot, 10 a.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week. Labor Day off. Tuesday, we have one show, and then we travel on Wednesday, and we'll be there Thursday. So no shows until Friday when we wrap this, recap it. I've already said it once. I don't need to say it again, but you guys know. All right, I'm fired up too. This is good. Hey, a lot of guys that I haven't heard from in a while. Carolina was one. Travis in San Antonio. I know you called a couple weeks ago, but hadn't heard a lot in the offseason. So, Travis, what's up, man?
What's going on, Nick? I'm busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
Right.
I wanted to make that one though because I didn't let Randy know last time I called that I was thinking about him, so I wanted to throw that joke in there because I know he used that one before. So I just want to let Randy know that he's our StoryLine MVP and that we're thinking about him. So I just wanted to shout him out. I know he called earlier, so
yeah.
But busy, but wanted to call in like the last caller said. I know there was some kind of like Trey Lance last year, didn't want to give a whole lot of patience. But it doesn't seem to be a whole lot of patience with Joe Milton, but I was glad that Joe Milton played better. So I'm got to give him his flowers. I was glad that he got the same thing, glad that he got the reps to kind of show. I think there's promise there. I just think we just got to be patient with him and just kind of let him grow. He hasn't, similar to Trey Lance, man, he had really not played a whole lot in college. I think their snaps are pretty close, so he just needs the time. So we just got to be patient. I know we wanted to evaluate the wide receivers, but that kind of is what it is. But I wanted to kind of build on Randy's point too, because he was mentioning how Turpin played, and I hope they do use him more. I don't think he got used enough, but Turpin he's a nice guy. He always says, "Don't call me a gadget player," because if you go back and watch even before the semi-pro or the pro league that he was in, go back and watch him at TCU. He was a full-fledged wide receiver. He can do it. He's been trying to tell people that, but maybe they just don't want to listen. But I think he's going to be improved this year. And then my off-air question for you, Nick, is I know the 53-man roster at 3 p.m. today won't necessarily be the same that we see, right? Typically, there's always some turnover and changing, like Thursday to Friday maybe. Do you think there's any trades that you've heard of? I know you can't be specific, but have you heard any whispers of potentially maybe some people that they might bring back? I saw as I was watching the cut down, just for instance, I'm not saying this is anyone they're going to, but remember Julius Wood? Julius Wood had a good training camp. I don't know if it was 2 years ago now, but he got released by Tennessee, the safety. So just as an example, I don't know if you have heard of any possible trades maybe after the cut down happens. So I just want to see what you thought.
Yeah.
But have a great week.
All right. Thanks, Travis.
Talk to you later.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that wouldn't be one that I would consider. I mean, I think that the safety position, when you think about what they did in the offseason of just re-signing the guys they have, they like their backups in Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas, and we'll see if Israel Mukuamu is kind of in that mix. He played a lot in the preseason, which makes me think, he was still fighting for his job. But the thing about Mukuamu is, if you want to keep 10 DBs, usually 5 safeties, 5 corners, I mean, he's a guy that you can do that with and only have 9, because he's going to be able to play a little bit of both. Now, he's not great in either one, but he's a special teams guy as well. Got a lot of length to him. So I say all that, and that's on top of Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. So I wouldn't see them adding a safety there, especially one that got cut by the Titans. They probably need as much help as anybody. But as far as other positions, I mean, I would think that they do something. If anything, this offseason has shown us is that this team's okay making trades. I mean, they've probably made more trades this offseason than they've had, 3 or 4 years combined. I may be wrong to that, but I mean, I'm talking about significant trades just of getting these players in here. Of course, Pickens, Milton, Kenneth Murray, Elam. I mean, guys like that. I mean, you're talking about some of these players that are going to start or have prominent roles. So they're not afraid to make a trade, and I think if they need to, they would do that. Defensive tackle could be a spot there. All right, let's go. Mike in England.
Hi, Nick.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you.
Good. It's nice to have Chris back on home territory as well.
Definitely.
Nice to have a quick chat with him beforehand. So obviously, big day today with the roster, and we're all having lots of fun speculating. But I'm just kind of mindful of the human side of that, and there's a lot of guys there kind of waiting to hear about their future. And like with anything else, those that don't make it, I hope they stick at it and keep chasing their dreams and see what will be. Your colleagues, you sort of seem to be kind of pointing towards the running back room of Williams, Sanders, Blue, and Lupke. And I was just wondering if you think there's kind of an order to that for the depth chart, or are we going to hear those dreaded words again this year of running back by committee? And with that, I'll go offline, let someone else in, and leave you to answer.
All right. Thanks so much for the call. Good stuff. See, I don't think of that as running back by committee. Those aren't dreaded words to me as someone following the team. Now, if everybody on here plays fantasy football, then you don't want to hear that. You don't want to get a guy that's a running back by committee. You don't want to have to take anyone that way, because you never know week to week if he's going to play or if he's going to play so much in the game. So that's what makes it challenging. And so I think that is one reason why people don't. But really, there's nothing wrong with a running back by committee approach to me. I mean, I think of 2007 when the Cowboys had one of the best teams in the NFL, and Marion Barber was a backup and made the Pro Bowl. I mean, Julius Jones also had they both had about 900, maybe 700, together 1,600 yards. That was a committee, it worked. And you don't have maybe a bell cow, but I'm fine if Javonte Sanders gets a lot of snaps, and then maybe if they throw Miles Sanders in there, and then Jaden Blue a little bit, and Lipke could. I don't think Lipke's going to get a lot of tailback carries, but he could if they needed to. So. I'm totally fine with the running back by committee. I think the way this team is built, when you look at the quarterback, you look at the 2 stud receivers, Ferguson's going to have a big role this year. Turpin should have a big role. I think that you're going to have games where you're going to have to grind it out. If you have a lead, Javonte Williams seems like a back that could do that. If you're maybe in some third down situations, and Miles Sanders is a guy that can catch it out of the backfield. That's what I love, is that Williams and Sanders have both had seasons of 50 catches or more. So that just shows that they're capable. And then, of course, Jaden Blue was a great receiver at Texas. So different guys can do different things. I'm fine with it. If one guy emerges as the main guy, then he's going to be the main guy. But I don't have a problem with that. I think that the term has gotten a negative connotation to it, mainly because of fantasy football. Nobody wants their running back to be in a running back by committee. That's just my take. Did I say Javonte Sanders? Did I say that?
Yeah,
Chris?
you did. Yeah, you did, but it's okay.
Are you sure I didn't? I wasn't just comma on Javonte Sanders. If I said it, then I said it. But anyways, Javonte
I'll clip
Williams.
it.
Okay, cool. Gotta have that person in your life that can always tell you when you make. Usually it's a wife, but Chris is kind of a work wife for me. Lester, Minnesota, let's go. Nope, no Lester.
Hello?
You there?
This is Brandon in Fresno.
Brandon, what's up, man?
What's going on, Nick?
How
Glad
are you?
I got through. I'm good, man. Today's my birthday, man. So
Happy
I
birthday.
Love the energy you're bringing today.
Happy birthday.
We're gonna beat the Eagles and all that. That's exactly how I feel. I'm ready to go. I'm just glad to get through. What I was going to ask you was, what about these linebackers? Who are these starting linebackers? Who's going to come out? Who's going to be, the Mike linebacker? Who's it going to be? I haven't really seen anything, I mean, I know it's like Sanborn. I know it's Murray. And so it's like, but who else is going to be those twos,
I think out of the combination of those two and Maris Leaf, you're going to see a lot. You're going to see those three guys in different packages a lot. And then Damone Clark, as well. And then if Overshown gets back into this mix, then that's a great problem that the Cowboys have with a lot of capable linebackers.
And then secondly, I went back, watching the documentary and everything. I actually went back and watched 4th and Long and went to go check out Jesse Hawley and went to go watch that. And it was actually pretty cool. I didn't realize on how many legends he had on there helping out. I seen like Mickey on there. I know Brad Sham was on there. Did you ever be a part of that or?
No, not 4th and Long. I
okay.
didn't. Nuh-uh.
I mean, he had like Darren Woodson on there. It was just pretty cool to see everybody on there. So
Yeah.
I went back and watched it.
Yeah, it is cool especially when you think about what that led to, and I mean a career that Jesse Hawley has even today is still relevant, and it all started there.
It reminds me of the Alvin Harper catch, pretty much him running down the sideline. He had said on the show that he's not the only one that got chased down, so it was pretty funny for him to say that. So, and then lastly, who was on that show was Terrence Newman, and he was actually one of my favorite cornerbacks when we had him. I didn't know if he had I usually throw a number, but 41, Terrence Newman. If you got a story on him, that'd be pretty cool. And that's it, Nick. You have a good day, man. I enjoy listening.
All right, thank you. Terrence was a great player. He could play a little offense there. He did that in college. Defense. He could be a groomsman in a wedding. I mean, he could do a little bit of everything. But what I loved about when Terrence, he was drafted older. He was 25 when he was drafted. That's unheard of now. But I remember him saying to me, like, it was his second year, and he was saying how everyone was saying how old he was, and he told me, he was like, in 10 years I'll be 35 and I'll still be a better athlete than all these people. And I was like, yeah, probably. And I mean, he did. He played like 12 seasons with the Cowboys. He was played up until 36, 37. I mean, he was just an outstanding athlete and a very smart player as well. Little undersized, but I mean, not really. I mean, he was still tough. I thought he was an underrated player. I think if he just didn't have as many interceptions. If he would have had more interceptions, then obviously he would have been, viewed differently. But I thought he did what he was supposed to do. He was a really good corner. We need to go to break here on Cowboy Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades and fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
to Cowboys Storyline.
All right, this segment presented by Yeti, officially licensed Yeti. Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium, Pro Shops, Concession, and on Yeti.com. Let's go to Lester in Minnesota now, this time for real. Lester, what's up?
Hey, Nick. How's it going out there, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Hey, I had a little comment on Mozzie. I know they probably won't cut him because if they do cut him, it's $7 million on dead cap money or something like that. So they're probably going to keep him because of that, and probably other reasons. You want to keep your first round pick around. And my question is for the special teams. And what are you hearing about C.J. Goodwin? I know he's like one of our best special teams persons on there. What are you hearing about him?
I think he's going to make the team when they play against the Eagles. I think he'll be playing against the Eagles. Now, does that mean he gets cut and gets brought back or gets put on the practice squad for a few weeks? Maybe. But financially, he'll have the same as any other veteran, and they have a little flexibility with their roster by able to do that. So it doesn't matter what you see on a list with him today. They will make sure he's on the team, and when they kick off against the Eagles, he'll be the one running down there. And I think he'll be their special teams ace. It's just the way they have to play the game with the contract. So he may not make the initial list today, but that doesn't mean he's not in their plans.
Okay. Another guy I did like, and I just had a question about him too. Elijah Clark. What are you hearing about him?
I thought he played really well at the end of the season. He was a good player at Syracuse, I believe. They liked him a lot, and I bet you he's a guy that they try to get on their practice squad. He played well. Mike Smith played well too later in the preseason. So those guys got better and better. It's going to be crowded though at safety. I would just mention that. So players that they probably will try to put on their practice squad if they get cut and come back. But Elijah Clark seemed like he got better and better. He might be right there on the borderline of somebody that they said, hey, we just don't want to put him out there. We'll take our chances with someone else. He could be that guy. All right, Lester.
Okay. Well,
right.
I appreciate that, Nick.
All right.
Go Cowboys.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. Let's go one more caller before we wrap this thing up. Jeremy's in Salt Lake City. Jeremy.
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I've been trying to call for last week or two. After I wanted to go ahead and give you guys props for the Wall 2.0. It was an awesome documentary.
Thanks.
And something really cool I saw in there, and because I hadn't seen it from this angle before, but on the screen to Zeke, during the Pittsburgh game back in 2016. I don't know if you noticed this, but the camera angle that you guys had that I'd never seen that angle before showed Frederick's block when he got out in front, and he took out a member of the Pittsburgh coaching staff too. Did you notice? You notice that at all?
I didn't notice that. I remember Zeke being really patient, and I remember Terrence Williams doing some nice blocking down there. But no, I did not see the blocks initially to get him free, and I certainly didn't see the aftermath behind there.
Well, if you look at the regular highlight or the TV, angle, you can't see it. But you guys had this special angle from the ground. I encourage you to go back and look at it. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, you can see Frederick block his guy right into one of the Pittsburgh coaches and knock him over. I thought it was really cool. I just love the way you guys do documentaries because we always get to see new things like that we never saw before, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Cool.
For people to go check out. Yeah. But just excited for the season. Can't wait for things to come up, and we'll know later on today what this team looks like, and I'm just excited for the season.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Jeremy. And the mentioning of the this year's documentaries that were out, the Wall 2.0, that was a really good one. I'll say last year's documentaries. We just found out yesterday. They both, two of them won Emmy awards just this last night. One of them on Marion Barber, and another one on called Star Power. The history of the team, and of course, Marion Barber. Really well done. First time that we've won two in the same category for documentary before, so that was really great. And maybe we're setting a precedent there. Well, next year we got 3 that we would like to nominate in there. So, but still, good work by our team. I'm happy to be a part of that, and we really take a lot of pride in the Deep Blue documentary. So, I want to give a big shout out there. All right, shout out to you guys. Great show. 10 callers. We moved the pace pretty good. That's probably about as good as we're going to get it. I think in a 45 to 50 minute show like this. This is like I said, the last one of the off season. We don't have a show breathing down our neck today, but we will from now on. I think Cowboys break goes on after this, so I usually end the shows with Brian Broaddus sitting right here and Vach ready to get in here, which is great. And we'll stack these shows every single hour, really from 8 a.m. all the way to about 4 p.m. That's all Central Time. So that starts tomorrow. Give a little prayer for Chris Beam because he's the one that punches the buttons on all of them. But great stuff. Appreciate Chris today. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. That'll be the time for the rest of the season. We'll see you guys then.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!